Hello and welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for May 25th, 2019. Today on the show, we're talking a new Batman. Sonic is delayed. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Echo. There we go. Problem solved. Falcon and Winter Soldier get an update. End of two eras, Game of Thrones and Big Bang Theory. We'll be talking about that. And Sony has something new in store for us. Stay tuned for all that and more. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Hi.
Barrel Roll Newscast. I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
We're here to talk about a week in news for movies and games.
Maybe more, we don't know.
And TV shows. Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Figured I'd come to this week. Not
So I
leave
didn't
you
have
on
to,
your own.
So I didn't have to play a game while I was doing this.
Not leave you on your own.
Yep. I get scared when I'm on my own. I worry. It's a little upsetting.
I could have voice chat. Oh, no, I wouldn't have voice chatted.
It's all good. We make it work. Either way, let's get to it. Last week, news of a new Batman surfaced.
Yeah. He's gonna sparkle.
This one, I'm not sure. Like, we haven't heard otherwise. Like, last week it was in talks, or it's been in
I
talks.
think it was confirmed.
Has it been confirmed?
it was
Either way, Rob Patterson,
Also-
aka the guy I called Shovel Face for like a good 5 years. The way they did his makeup in Twilight makes him look like he has a very flat face. So it always looked like to me like
Should
he'd
just
been.
be his face.
No, it's not, because if you watch, so that's my piece is, you watch Harry Potter,
Yeah.
and I forgot that he played Cedric Diggory in the Harry Potter film.
Yeah.
One film, but either way, I watched that one, and yeah,
I was gonna say, it was one for sure. I don't know if he was a ghost in another.
one for sure. Either way,
Yeah.
I watched that and I went, well, he has a fairly normal face.
He was also younger.
I know, but normally your nose doesn't unless
Yeah,
you've had something done
surgery.
to it. But so that's the thing is Twilight made his face look weird, just I think with the makeup.
Yeah.
So either way, Shovel Face is going to be the new Batman.
Well, for a while, it was up to between him and Beast.
Oh.
Those were the two people. So obviously they were going with a younger Batman, which with a younger Batman, everybody wants to go Batman Beyond and have
Oh.
what's his face?
Yes.
Original Batman,
Michael Keaton.
that one.
The
Come back as old
Bruce Wayne.
and do a Batman Beyond type thing.
I don't know how well Batman Beyond would transition to a live action flick.
Probably not well.
Right, like it's very stylized.
Yeah. But that with a younger Batman, that's what comes with it.
Yes.
It's speculation.
I'm cool with a younger Batman. I'm not sure of Robert Patterson though, because I don't.
think either of them.
And I would definitely not put the guy who played Beast.
Nicholas
in.
Holt.
Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't put either one of those guys in that position.
Don't have the physical stature, I believe.
Or the presence.
Or the demeanor of
Yeah.
a rich. Well, maybe,
They might be able to pull off Bruce Wayne,
but not.
but not Batman. That's always been the issue with Batman.
We'll hear their voice.
Yes.
They gotta go with Batman.
All they gotta do is put on that weird thing that like people
Changes their voice.
Yeah, the little spoker thing where their voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Except
he
it
fights.
deepens it.
As he fights, he's just.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
You can't hear my voice.
You can't hear me. Hey Jack, how's it going?
Hello.
So yeah, and that's always going to be the problem with Batman is trying to find someone who can play both parts of it. And I thought Ben Affleck actually did a good job.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, obviously behind the scenes things got in the way because this was going to be his Batman movie.
Yes, but not anymore.
So far, so good.
Good.
I'm not alone this week, so
Yeah.
everything's coming up roses. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Yeah, I'm sad we're not getting a Ben Affleck flick. At the same time, I'm glad they're going younger.
I don't know. I don't know if there's even someone in Hollywood that you would be able to do that.
I don't know. I really don't. Like, it's
Chris Evans?
no.
Did he dye his hair?
I still can't see him as Batman. I can be Batman.
You can.
All right, Jack. You can do it. Go really crazy with it and, like, Idris Elba.
You could. Or, I mean, just think of the James Bonds.
That's where I was kind of going with it.
Craig, that's the one.
I'm Batman in the deep Batman voice. Exactly.
Anybody can do it. If you can pull off the voice, you can do it.
Thanks, Christopher Nolan, for forever putting that into our...
Was that Nolan's thing, or was that Bale's thing?
I feel like that was probably the two of them combined into...
Because Bale's a method guy.
He is, but I'm pretty sure he went to, like, Christopher Nolan, and Christopher Nolan probably said something along the lines of, like, okay, switch up your voice so that it's not, you know, the same, sort of. Like, we gotta... Otherwise, there's a large chunk of your face that's showing, including even your eyes. Like, if you look at Batman, you can be like, oh, yeah, that's Christian Bale's face. Like, it's not like he hides features. So it's like...
Makeup.
I get that. I know the makeup around the eyes, but you can still see them. I can be Superman. Well, there you go. In Superman.
That's not much of a change.
Yeah, I'm Superman. But yeah, like, yeah, I think that was more probably the two of them. It's like, change your voice, do something. It's like, and it's like,
good.
Or it was this like, I'll just make my voice deeper, and they're like, great. And then they got on set that day, and he's like holding the guy up, and he's like, tell me where they are. And it's like, okay, that's an interesting way to take it. But Christian, could you maybe tone it down a little? No, and they're like, okay, he's settled on that. We're just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
I can be Hulk. I see where this is going.
Hulk smash.
Ah, just all caps. That's the right way to do it. Yeah, I don't know who could pull off.
Maybe we're wrong. Oh, not wrong, but maybe we're.
I want to be. I hope Rob.
It's an interesting choice.
It's an interesting choice, and that's the pieces I haven't seen him in much, other than pretty much Harry Potter.
You had that one with what's her face, the romantic thing about elephants.
Yes.
Water for elephants.
Yes. I don't know. Yes. I can tell you I have not seen it.
No, I haven't either.
I can be me. Uh-oh.
Ah.
That's always a dangerous thought process. Being oneself. But yeah, like, I haven't seen him enough to be like, oh, he's... I just know the Twilight movies were not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else he's been in.
Stuff. Nothing that I've
He's
seen.
been in an action movie, so I can see him in action.
I get that piece.
Twilight doesn't count.
Oh god, yeah, I hate this game so bad. Yeah, that's yep. Yeah, so I don't know who you get to play Batman. Those would not have been my choices. This definitely would not have been like my, oh yeah, totally. Like when they cast Ben Affleck, I'm like,
It's DC though.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
We don't know what they're doing.
Who knows anymore?
You gotta think this would be based in, if I don't know if it is, if it's going to be in the universe that it's
in the past. Yes, like Rob Patterson will be playing a young Ben Affleck.
Yes. I don't know how that makes sense, but they would do it. But they're doing it with the Wonder Woman movies.
What, the setting them like prequels?
Yeah. Back in time type thing.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll never know till we see it.
We won't know till we see, and I mean that's one of those things.
We'll make our judgments now, though.
I will, yeah, like this puts me on the path of I'm now leery of this film.
Give me a trailer.
Yeah, and yes. He's not even completely, like, the cast hasn't even been formed yet, the movie's not written, nothing's been filmed. Trailer me.
If they bring Leto in for Joker, I'm done.
Yeah, no. I can't.
He cannot be the main villain.
Not that Joker.
No.
I can be her. Oh my. Look at you go. Jack's just like an impersonator extraordinaire.
Comedian.
Yeah, I can't handle. I don't mind the Joker being a bit more of like a street gangster kind of guy. Like that I get.
There's
like
been
that,
different types of Jokers.
right, like that I understand as switching up the persona a little bit,
Yeah.
but his Joker didn't feel like Joker.
Like a really bad gangster.
Yeah, like Jack
Obviously,
Nicholson's.
they're going for the gangster.
Yeah, but like Jack Nicholson's Joker was very different than Heath Ledger's, but they both felt like Joker.
Yes.
Like that's like even Mark Hamill's again a very different, or I guess the animated series.
The voice.
Yes,
for it, though.
but like the animated Batman Joker, very different Joker, but still you're like, oh yeah, it's clearly the Joker.
Yeah.
Leto's was like I don't this what I didn't understand it. I'm Wonder Woman with makeup fingers, making a curly voice. Wow. Yeah. Good job. Good job. Now he's adding.
Boobs are fake.
He's adding. No, he'd have to put on.
Oh,
boobs.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can grow your hair out. Don't need a wig.
Yeah. Some impersonations just take time.
It's true. Method.
Go very method with it. Yeah. Either way, I don't know what you do. Obviously,
Oh.
I farm slime and talk about movies. Not so far. I've stopped for a while. So yeah, it's interesting, I guess, where they're trying to take these movies. DC is always just
It's a shot in the dark with them.
oh yeah,
Every time.
every movie.
I mean, they're starting to put light on things, but
Right, Shazam was good, Aquaman good, Wonder Woman good.
you gotta see how Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah, like that'll be the determining factor. Like Wonder Woman 2 can pull off
And I
another
really
solid
don't know
film.
about Kristen Wiig as a villain.
Comedians usually can pull that kind of stuff off, so I'm okay with it. Like it's like Bill Hader in that HBO show, Barry. Apparently he's incredible, and it's a much darker show. Like he's not doing the comedy bit; he's doing like the.
Well,
But they're good at that kind of stuff because they know how to get into people's emotions. And
well,
that
it's
kind
been
of
a
jazz.
mixed bag.
It has been. I can be Joker. Ha. Yep.
Because, I mean, Jim Carrey and Riddler.
Yeah. Looking at those movies, the villains were always the best part of them, even though they were campy and dumb.
Yeah.
They were still better than the Batmans they cast.
Yeah.
Like, I would take Jim Carrey as the Riddler again.
Maybe not now.
I don't know. Seeing him in, like, the Sonic trailer, that reminded me of actual old Jim Carrey.
Did it?
Yep.
I don't know.
Just with some of the mannerisms and the way he was talking and that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, okay.
Ever since Kick-Ass 2, he just hasn't been the same.
He has issues, man. There's other things going on. I'm a superhero or a villain. Either way, talking about that, moving on, I guess.
Segue. Planned it.
Yeah, totally planned that one in my head. We reported Sonic looking kind of gross. We reported Sonic. I know you didn't. You were like, whatever. You're on the camp of like, whatevs, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm always on that fence.
I was on the camp of that does not look like Sonic the Hedgehog. A large portion of the internet was on that side, so the director came out going, we're going to fix it.
Yeah.
We're going to change Sonic. And then everybody's like, with the same release date? Like, that's a lot of work for visual effects people who are already underpaid, undercredited, you know, all that stuff, and overworked in the industry. So they've now delayed the movie to February 14th of 2020. It's now a Valentine's Day flick.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Gotta go fast.
Oh, they want to do that.
Gotta go fast. Mr. Freeze, where's... Batman... Forever? Or Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin had Mr. Freeze's arm
Tom, or Two-Face and...
was Batman Forever.
Yes. Two-Face and Riddler were Batman Forever. And then...
Poison Ivy,
Bane, and Mr. Freeze were Batman and Robin.
played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Freeze!
Yeah.
Still love it.
No.
Yep. Like, I would love an actual Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Because it's a tragic story.
Super
you
tragic.
You feel bad about him.
But for what we got for those movies, I will take Arnold Schwarzenegger shouting "freeze" and shooting people and like, yeah, oh yeah.
He never makes those puns.
I know, but if you're gonna go campy, stick with the camp. Like we weren't
I need
getting
a serious Mr. Freeze.
We might get one. That would be a real wicked movie.
Oh yeah.
And something we haven't seen yet.
Be
Man-Bat has not been in a live action flick.
No.
I would love that.
I don't know if Man-Bat.
He'd be a good side something.
I think with this new one, I think we've seen.
I think you go if you're Rob Patterson.
What's a villain that we haven't seen in a while?
Yeah, let's do Freeze.
Scarecrow was good for what he was.
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul was good.
Yeah,
I thought Bane was good.
Nolan made most of his guys work.
And Joker was good. Give me the Riddler or.
I'd take a Freeze movie. That'd be a good opener. Have an established Batman.
Kind of.
Ish. Like he's fought a couple guys. So you can drop some names.
Penguin.
I'd set Penguin up as a bigger bad guy. Kind of mad at Captain Marvel because in the comics she is a man.
Not in the new stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a while. I get what you're saying. The origin story is different, but the MCU's already proclaimed their space.
Yeah, they're their own Earth.
Yeah. They are not 616.
I can't remember which Earth they are.
I forgot.
It's a big number.
It is a bigger number.
31966 or something like that.
They gave themselves a number.
We'll see in Spider-Man if they open up other universes.
Technically, they've mentioned multiverses before, I think, in Doctor Strange.
Wow.
No,
okay.
The Ancient One mentions a multiverse, but not to the point where everybody's like, oh yeah, This one, they're pronouncing it as someone has come from a different multiverse.
It could be one of those.
I'm telling you right now, it's Mysterio just being.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's just Mysterio being.
Mysterio.
Him.
Yeah. I love how that's everybody's assumption too, which is if they don't do it, everybody's gonna be like, oh, I was so blindsided. And if they do it, everybody's gonna be like,
We totally called it.
And no one's gonna be mad.
No,
because it's exactly what we're expecting out of Mysterio.
Either way, they go with it.
Yeah, but if it's not a trick and Mysterio is actually from a different universe and yada 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 yada, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
But the multiverse thing would work with the. We don't know how real that news is with the Deadpool maybe coming to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3, yeah.
Having the multiverse would set that up
so easily. But everybody's like, so they're keeping Deadpool but scrapping everything else. And everybody's like,
yeah, X-Men said they're done.
Yeah. And Feige, if people at Marvel know what makes Deadpool, and it's Ryan Reynolds, so even if you soft reboot Deadpool,
and he'll make a joke about it.
He'll make a joke about it, and they'll be like, we're good. And they're like, Ryan Reynolds made sure with Once Upon a Deadpool that he could prove Deadpool could still work at PG-13.
It didn't do as well, though.
No, but that's because we already saw Deadpool.
Maybe.
2. I didn't go see Once Upon a Deadpool.
Maybe if it was reversed.
And maybe. That's my piece. I saw Deadpool 2 already, so going to a theater to see Once Upon a Deadpool, I'm like, meh, because I've seen it. Why do I have to see it again just with a couple switches and deleted pieces? So who knows? Either way. But yeah, Sonic's been delayed to give the visual effects team time to work on it. The big piece is there was a sign that had the new date on it. So when you used to run through the Sonic levels, the end used to have a sign, and it would spin around. It was one of those signs.
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter or Reddit was like, why is he holding up a sign that looks like it's from Mario or something? And I'm like, oh my god,
the same universe.
It's okay. They haven't played the old games.
They're opening up the Capcom universe.
They're opening up the Capcom universe. Either way, he's holding up one of those signs, but the big piece is he's wearing a glove in the picture. Yes, the picture has a gloved Sonic, so everybody's already going oh my god, he's wearing gloves. And apparently that was the creator of Sonic's biggest complaint was that he wasn't wearing gloves.
Not the face?
Apparently not.
Everybody else's complaint with the face.
See, and that's my piece. There were parts of the trailer where the face looked okay. There was that one where it zooms in when he's running.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about Batwoman.
She's already got a TV show.
She's getting her TV show on the CW.
She's probably, I think... I always base the heroes off their villains.
Yes.
And I think for Batwoman,
I don't know
TV
enough.
would be good enough to
Yeah.
drag her villains through. I don't know who that. I think the first one I said is Alice, which I don't know who that is.
Well, I don't know enough. I don't know a lot about DC, like outside of their big kind of six, and I don't know.
Well, there's in the Batman universe, there's the Mad Hatter.
I know there's the Mad Hatter.
I'm wondering if that's Alice's kind of a
Maybe an
psychotic sidekick.
Might be.
And we're gonna see a whole bunch of Alice in Wonderland references of that show.
Might be. So yeah, Sonic, like his face when he was running, didn't look too bad when they zoomed in. I'm like, okay, that's better because like the pupils got bigger.
Yeah.
And that was part of it, was he needed bigger eyes.
Yeah.
The teeth were a little jarring. Like there's bits and pieces, but a lot of it was just like it didn't look like the body was the biggest piece to me. It didn't look like any Sonic I've ever seen. It looked like a kid in a onesie, like Sonic the Hedgehog costume. Yeah. Either way,
I'm gonna camp out on my fence. And,
so the biggest piece now is Sonic's eyes need to be connected. Yes, the little piece should not be there in between. He just has one big weird. And I don't mind them not being connected. I understand that that's not usually how eyes work. So I'm cool with.
That'd be weird.
I'm cool with what they did with the eyes because that just makes sense. But
I wonder if the live action people are gonna have to do some reshoots.
they might, and so that's the piece is delaying it now allows them time for reshoots. It allows time for the visual effects guys
Kind
to
of.
do more stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's the piece everybody's like, the movie still looked bland and boring. Like with some of the comedy bits that they showed us.
Yeah.
So even if they fix Sonic, like, we still might get a boring movie. What's the point of seeing it? And I'm like, if the next trailer that comes out has a Sonic that looks decent enough, I'm now more inclined just because you've, like just because you've gone through that work and tried to listen to people and
Yeah. I still probably won't see it, to be honest.
I probably will just because it's Sonic and I've always liked Sonic. I mean, his games have been very hit and miss since 1989, but or whatever it was, 1990 something.
I don't know.
When the Sega Genesis came out.
Live action SpongeBob.
They
Tried that, didn't they?
I thought they did. I don't know. I hate SpongeBob SquarePants, so.
The second one was, I think, was live action.
What's his name was in it?
Not-
The German singer who was on Baywatch.
Oh, Hasselhoff.
That's the one.
I thought he was a singer first.
It's because it's the easiest way.
Singer.
Hey,
Just because
man.
he does the Guardians of the Galaxy song.
Are you kidding? He's like the #1 best-selling artist in Germany. I don't understand it, but he
George
is.
Sale should put an album out.
Yeah, he should. It would sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate SpongeBob SquarePants, so I don't even know what they've ever done with SpongeBob SquarePants. Do they still make
I think they
SpongeBob
made
SquarePants show?
They made 2 movies.
I think they made 2 movies. Do they
I
still
don't know
make
if the
shows?
show's on still.
I don't know.
I don't watch it enough to
I have a seething hatred for SpongeBob SquarePants.
It's just me.
So there we go. Next up, Falcon and Winter Soldier got some updates. We have a director whose name I forgot already, but that's fine.
I don't know.
It's going to be a 6-part miniseries
Yes.
on Disney Plus. And so far we have
Is it only going to be 1 season?
so far.
No.
Like they've said 6-part miniseries, and that's all they've said.
Yeah.
But we do have Emily Van Camp,
Who played
Agent 13.
Was Agent 13.
Yeah. And Brule, who played Zemo, who are in talks apparently to be in the show, but it's apparently supposed to be cast after Endgame is now the talk. So we get to see the fallout from Endgame.
Yeah. So we're going to have Falcon with the shield
Yep.
take on the Captain America role.
Yep.
Captain Falcon.
And that'd be, I think, a good piece of 6 episodes is how the two of them deal with their...
And Zemo was a human.
Right.
No powers.
Right.
Nothing. Just smart.
Just smart and, tactician, I guess, is the... Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
It's a good starting guy.
Yes. So we get to see how they transition with Cap not there.
Or he will be there.
And,
Cameo.
And you might... There'll be pictures of him and all that jazz, but... We'll get more. Sebastian Stan really wants to flesh out Winter Soldier. Because all of Winter Soldier's development has happened off screen.
Yeah.
Like, we got Civil War where he was like, I'm just, I'm a murdering machine for these people who have these codes and all of that stuff. And then we see him, like, getting frozen in Wakanda.
Yeah.
And then we see him unfrozen in Wakanda working on a farm.
Getting a new arm.
Getting a new arm, being called White Wolf. And then pretty much he's just there for action scenes going like, oh, yep, like, always have to come out and, like, fight when the time comes. So it'll be nice if he can actually he wants some character growth actually on screen as opposed to just like, I've come to terms with the fact that I'm like a murderer and that kind of stuff and I'm not going to do it anymore, okay? I'm not going to let anybody control me. So I think Zemo being in there is a good...
Because he'll still probably remember the codes.
Right, so I think there'll be a good piece there where like Zemo will try the codes and they don't work and...
That'd be good.
Or they kind of half work because he's almost there sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's his struggle through the show. His struggle is
because that's what when they froze. That's what they were working on was his brain, trying not to do that.
So that might be cool for him. Is that arc finishing, making sure like he's no longer Winter Soldier, but White Wolf, and obviously Falcon becoming.
Or they just call him Bucky.
And that's what they'll call him because it's like half of them they don't go by their call names, but
yeah.
So
I mean, that's a good choice.
Yes, and then we get to see what happens to Emily Van Camp, who thought she was in love and just got abandoned.
She's hooking up with Bucky.
And gets abandoned for her great aunt.
It was true love.
It was.
We're not gonna. No.
Good old.
It was a good choice.
Good old Agent 13.
It was a good choice to stay or go back.
Totally. It's just really funny that they tried starting that arc.
Either that or she'll go with or hook up with Sam.
I don't know. I can't see either one. I don't know. I kind of hope they don't do too much of a love interest thing and just concentrate on like the buddy cop piece of it.
Maybe. No, sorry, they can't do Sam because I think in the comics, when Falcon was Cap, did the Cap stuff, he hooked up with Lady Thor.
Well, we don't have Lady Thor.
Exactly, so you have to save Sam for Lady Thor.
And they might just kill off Agent 13. They like.
No, they won't kill her off.
I don't know. It's hard to say what they're going to do with.
Wait a minute. People. No, that was Ant. Never mind. Let's see. There's a little bit of. Because they say that Cap stuff, he did have children with Peggy.
Yeah, it's great Ant.
Yeah, so they're not related.
No.
Not really.
No.
No, he'd be great uncle.
Married in great uncle, not.
She kissed her great uncle.
She did kiss her great uncle. In a different timeline.
They're saying that's still the right timeline.
The writers are. The Russos say it's a separate one.
Knight Rider?
You mean Ghost Rider? I would love a Ghost Rider flick.
Knight Rider was a...
Knight Rider was Kit, the car.
show.
With David Hasselhoff.
No, they made a new one.
Oh, yes, they did make a new one, unfortunately. When everything else was coming... Hawaii Five-0 came back, and...
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon, and all of a sudden, like, Knight Rider, like, all these shows kept coming back from...
MacGyver.
But
MacGyver and Hawaii Five-0 are still doing well.
They stuck. I don't understand why.
Oh, wait, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, well, they're coming. He's having a TV show.
Yeah, he's getting one on Disney Plus.
Is he?
Or Hulu.
Hulu because it was going to be rated R.
Yeah, Hulu's getting a Ghost Rider show.
Yes.
And Hulu is supposed to be going outside of the U.S. at some point because Disney now owns
majority.
It. Well, and they have controlling Comcast just went over to Disney and was like, we're not going to fight you on anything. You do you, okay?
So they gave them it?
No, they own the 33%
They still want the money.
So yeah, they'll essentially they're like, listen, in 2020 when like all of our contracts run out and all that jazz, we'll sell you our shares.
Yeah.
And then you'll own Hulu completely.
I don't know if Disney can.
Yes,
that would technically establish a monopoly.
No, a monopoly means there's no other streaming services.
They're establishing one though because they would have two streaming services.
Yes, Disney owns Fox, which is why they own 66% of Hulu. Because Fox owned 33, Disney owned 33, and Comcast owned 33 point.
I don't know if they could. Because you'd have 2 streaming services.
You could have 2. There's a bunch of people that have more than one. Even Crave
Majority.
I know, but Crave right now is doing that in here.
Crave is the only one.
Right, that would be a monopoly. But we have Netflix available, and we have Amazon Prime available. As long as Netflix and Amazon exist, Disney can have 12 streaming services.
There's more, I thought. They're slowly taking over the streaming services.
Yep.
They're taking over the world.
Disney can do anything. They're Disney. That's, yeah.
At this point, yes. We don't question them. We bow to our overlords. We submit.
It's a Disney shirt, technically. I got it.
Yes.
It came from the Disney store.
Technically, yes. Disney.
Technically, yes.
Before it happened. Come on, Disney.
Yeah. We're cheap. Real cheap. Like, stupendously cheap.
Don't say that. We
I mean...
high. We sell high.
Yeah. We're worth lots.
You give us a figure. We'll talk it out.
Maybe add a couple zeros. We'll see. Why would I grab that when my coffee's in this
I
one?
don't know.
Either way, we are getting some cool stuff out of that, I think. So, we're getting the actors, which is nice. Like, even my wife, I was saying something about, like, you know, we're getting WandaVision.
Yeah.
And then I was talking about this one.
It's
I'm
in
like,
the 50s, though. I don't know how they're going to make
they
that work.
say that. I think we're getting something
She time
different.
travels?
I doubt it. I feel like we're getting something different. Loki's supposed to time travel in his show.
Well, he's a different timeline.
I know. But I said to my wife, like, we're getting this one, which kind of, you know, explains this and that and everything. And she's like, well, that's kind of cool that they're getting all of the, like, people.
Yeah.
And, like, she hasn't watched Netflix, I don't think, in forever, other than when we watched Sabrina.
Yeah.
That was the last time I turned on Netflix. So, honestly, at this point, like, once Disney Plus hits, if that's what, like, if we do get it in Canada and all of that stuff, boom.
Goodbye, Netflix.
Pretty much for us. Twitch will become Disney, which will mean you will be Disney princesses. As long as I can be Rapunzel. She's my
I
favorite.
couldn't choose one.
She's my favorite. Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd be like, Mandy Moore, Disney princess. She's the best. She's my fave.
Tangled somewhere.
It's over there. It's with the Disney movies. All my Disney movies are together in one collection. I was just looking to see if I had anything Tangled related. I have Cinderella.
Talking crazy.
Either way, yeah, I'm excited. And the fact that my wife is even kind of like, these might be good. And I'm like, what? Like, kudos, Disney.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see how it goes.
Yep. We'll skip to the Sony thing before we, because that's kind of the end game of our Under the Sea Ariel. Sony
Yeah.
opening a production-y type.
Production company, movie and TV show production.
They already have a thing.
Studio.
So Sony Games, I guess, is the big piece.
I guess yes, because that's all that production company is going to do is turn the games into TV shows and movies.
Which they clearly need help with because Uncharted has been in development for...
Ask Tony. How long?
You could watch back through our old newscasts when, like, there's one of them that will be Uncharted movie announced.
Well, Tom Holland name was attached for a while.
Tom Cruise was attached for... Was it Tom Cruise?
No, Tom Holland.
No. Before him.
I don't know.
We had, like, Robert De Niro as the old guy. And, like, the original casting was weird.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
That's what it was. And then everybody's like, we have Nathan Fillion.
And then Nathan Fillion did his own short.
And then Nathan Fillion finally did his own short because he's like, I'm waiting for this movie. Nothing. I'll make my own. Disney will buy Sony and everything, which will mean they will be Disney princesses. They can't buy everything.
They're not allowed to.
They have to be very picky choosy.
There are laws.
Yes. They have to be slightly picky choosy.
But yes, pretty much they're turning all their exclusive games
Yes.
into TV shows or movies.
Yes.
Which would be interesting. I don't know how they're gonna. I'd rather with some of these games.
Yeah.
I'd rather stick with
Games.
the game.
Crazy how that's a thought process.
God of War, I don't see how you do that. I'd rather have that just as a game. Because that pretty much was a movie.
Yes, they can. They're Disney.
That God of War was pretty much a movie on its own.
It was, and that's the piece. That's like saying you want to make a Metal Gear Solid movie.
Don't get to
that.
This is a good time to bring this up now,
but like Metal Gear Solid's already a movie that you sort of play.
Yeah.
If you think of the hours of cutscenes that you watch in any of those games.
I guess Uncharted would be a decent TV show, I think.
Uncharted, I can definitely see as a movie.
Because you have Tomb Raider, you have Indiana Jones,
correct,
and all those. You're just rehashing everything. So if you go TV show,
yes,
he spends an entire season treasure hunting for one thing,
and that would work. Make it a big budget something or other.
Yeah,
like HBO it, don't CBS it, because they'll be walking through the same jungle scene 12,000 times because they won't have the budget. But yeah, give them a budget and do a show or a miniseries.
Yeah,
totally cool.
And then like Horizon. I don't know what you do with Horizon either.
Again, that it plays like a movie. You've already got it. Like that's the piece. Is like I don't know what audience they're trying to grab with some of these things. Like Crash Bandicoot, I could actually see being a TV show. Spyro, I can see.
It already was.
I know.
We saw how well that went.
Well, it's because they Skylanders did. They didn't Spyro it. Like that's the piece. Is like Spyro and Crash, I can see as being Saturday morning
kids,
cartoons.
Yeah,
because you're getting that audience.
Yeah.
Same with the Mario movie, same with the Sonic movie. Like, I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But opening a place just for, like, all of our exclusive stuff. Like, there's where the Twisted Metal is getting its own type of thing. And
it's got a TV show.
And again, if the budget's right, that could be interesting.
I would view a Twisted Metal movie or TV show as, like, a death race.
Right.
Type situation. Except these people don't die.
No.
Or you just have the same character names follow different people.
Because the car follows, that happens.
The car possesses the people.
Something like that. Mad Max is a movie and a game. I get that piece, but
the game, when I played the game, I didn't get the impression that it was a movie.
Right.
With God of War and Horizon.
Those feel like movies already. So what am I going to get from a movie that I didn't already get from the game? I think is the big piece.
Yeah.
Like from the Mario movie, I'm actually going to have Mario saying more than, woohoo and yee-hee. Like, there actually has to be story.
And that's animated, right?
And it's going to be animated.
And that would be my thing with all the Sony stuff is it's going to be just voice actors and doing...
Which we already have if you play a game.
Doing voice actors and then doing
or you're live actioning it and adding CG over top, which is very hit or miss depending on what you're...
God of War, you'd have to.
Right.
But then again, God of War, where do you go with that story? Where the game isn't.
Right. The in-between years.
No, because there's nothing in between years.
It's him taking care of a house and getting married, settling down.
No.
Cutting down some trees.
No.
The whole movie.
So, I don't know. I guess with more information, we'll see.
Yes.
But the only thing I've heard so far is the Twisted Metal.
Yeah. On the Indiana Jones front, he was interviewed and asked who should play the next Indiana Jones. Solid answer, Harrison Ford.
No one.
No one. You are correct.
No, just pick Shia LaBeouf and have a Indy Junior. That's why you're getting around Harrison Ford's. No one's playing Indy because he's junior.
I also watched him on Jimmy Fallon. Yes, he was on Jimmy Fallon.
He's piercing Jimmy Fallon's ear.
I don't know what it was that they were, but either way they were talking. He brought up Peter Mayhew, and like Harrison Ford already doesn't like doing interviews. If you've ever read anything about him, like he hates doing public appearance type stuff because he's shy.
Okay.
Like plays the biggest badass in the 80s for a lot of stuff. Indiana Jones could have taken on Rambo.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Because Indiana Jones can survive
Terminator.
crazy things. He can survive it.
Nope.
Yeah. He got, like, road
Nope.
rash, dragged behind a tank and almost run over.
Nope.
It's like indie luck, man. You just survive.
Nope.
Either way, he played one of the biggest badasses in the 80s.
What's his name? Bruce Willis.
Die Hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the character's name though.
John McClane.
Yeah. John McClane. Badass.
Also a badass. I count Indiana Jones as a better badass than John McClane. Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You talk about being skidded through. He was on an airplane fighting on a wing of the airplane while it was taking off.
Air Force One. That whole movie took place on a
Not
plane.
in the 80s.
You.
We want to play this movie challenge game. But
Either way, he was almost brought to tears when he was talking about Peter Mayhew, and I was like, "Oh, that's touching." And he's like, "You don't know what that guy went through, like, to do the things he did. Like, he was in constant pain, even when we shot the original movies, just because of
the outfit.
Well, his size and just like moving wasn't a thing that was easy for him to do."
Yeah.
And he's like, but he loved that character, and he loved everything he did, and he knew everybody else loved it, and that's why he put everything he could into that character. And you're like, oh, and then like you just see him starting to tear up, and you're like, can we move on? I don't want to see Indy cry. So, either way. So yeah, Sony with their weird little movie TV stuff, and again, Sony Games, because Sony already has a publishing, like they make movies.
Well, they were a step away from it though.
No, but like Sony itself makes movies, like Spider-Man and that, like they produce their own flicks.
They were gonna back away because wasn't it a long time ago the Emoji Movie was gonna seal their fate?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they were gonna sell, but they were waiting for the Emoji Movie to like bring their profit numbers up.
That went well.
Solid thought process. Whoever was behind that one. Either way, it's good because obviously they're having a hard time getting those movies moving forward.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of like the Disney stuff, or the Marvel, I guess. Yeah. You create your own studio to do this because
you have control. Everyone
else is not doing a good job with it.
Yeah.
You may as well do it yourself.
And yeah, well, and that's
like Thanos says, may as well just do it myself.
But that's the piece is, again, we have the Uncharted movie going nowhere, and it probably is because there's creative differences and this and that and everything, and why not have Naughty Dog come in and help with those pieces? Like it's like they write the stories already for the games.
Not like they're developing another game.
Right. So that's like, and Uncharted's an easier one to make something out of.
Infamous would be a decent thing.
You could do Infamous. It's almost got a Brightburn feel.
Choices.
But that's...
It'll be interactive.
In the movie theater, everybody's sitting there. It's like the one movie where you don't put your phone away.
That'd be terrible.
It would be terrible. You're sitting at the back just like...
What's going on?
Why are there so many phones? What movie did I come to see?
They have a little pad for you to do it on. The dims, so it's not affecting you.
Just there's like 2 buttons on your seat.
Yeah. They have Rumble. Why not add a little panel onto your arm?
Then people are fighting over which one's which.
Yes. Or you do both.
You're like running down a row in a theater. This is mine. My choices shall be all the greatest ones. And then last but not least, 2 big shows ended.
Yeah.
Their series finales. Game of Thrones and Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
Big Bang Theory, apparently, Sheldon, did you watch the show?
Well, we'll catch it up.
Do you care if it's spoiled? Do you know what happens in the end?
Oh, I don't care. He wins the Nobel Prize, doesn't he?
Sheldon wins the Nobel Peace Prize. Or the Nobel Prize the Nobel Prize for physics, I guess.
Yeah.
And ends up thanking his friends and realizing that he couldn't have done it without. Like, so there's that last bit of weird character growth for Sheldon.
And it's a thing to the fans, or it's a thank
couldn't have
you.
done it. Yes. And Penny ends up pregnant.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the. Oh, and Raj does not get married. He was apparently in an arranged marriage for like the last season, or like he was engaged.
Yeah.
So, and then Game of Thrones ended, and
Which I will talk about a little bit more in the post.
exactly what they have said though is a certain character, and I don't want to spoil too much now, but a certain character is not getting a spin-off, which people thought she might.
It's a little disappointing.
Which to me is a little disappointing because out of what I've seen, that's what I would have actually probably followed.
Yeah, but if you know the history, like of the books and that, there is a lot to go off of. There's more than because the whole series is a Song of Ice and Fire. He has more than just that series of books based in that
world
universe.
Yes.
There's the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Okay.
That the rumor is that they're just going to go off the rebellion for Robert.
Yeah.
How the Targaryens came over, that type of stuff.
Cool.
But there was a new book I actually picked up. I don't know when I'm going to read it, but that's
you
essentially
have it in
what
a pile.
that is essentially what that is the invasion of Westeros for the Targaryens.
There you go. Cool stuff. But people like
So there's a lot to go off of on that show.
Yep.
Or that, I guess,
universe.
How they add it all together will be interesting.
I think that's a big
that's
piece.
always I find a difficult thing with shows and movies and that is if you have this one main thing and then you try different things that are technically connected to that. Sometimes there's loopholes and like Marvel's having that problem with Spider-Man.
Yes.
Saying the wrong date.
Yeah.
Or wrong year.
And then you just got to come out and say like, yeah, we screwed up.
So there's that. There's always that connective issue.
Yeah.
Will there be issues with that?
Yeah. And I mean, some of that stuff you can overlook and just be like, okay, like, yeah, they screwed up and whatever.
Well, with them doing, from what I heard, 5 spinoffs?
Apparently some of those have been pushed back from what I've been reading.
Well, yes, but there's 3 for sure.
One of them's a prequel.
One's a spinoff.
Yeah.
There's 3 that, according to the author, 3 in good.
Yeah.
Well on their way.
Yeah.
To being made.
Apparently someone took off at the end of the season or the series.
That's the same person we were talking about.
That's no, but like a guy with another guy took off. I don't know. I've been trying to read things and I don't know a whole lot. It starts with a D.
I don't know.
Either way, I think that's where one of the spinoffs is supposed to be going. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot because I don't watch the show. Like I've watched whatever.
The character starts with a D?
Yeah.
There's a non-human that starts with a D.
Then that might be it.
That'd be weird if they try and do that.
I don't know. Either way, they're not following the person that I would like them to follow.
Oh yeah, I know.
So.
Yeah.
Because that again was the most compelling story that, like, from what I saw, where I'm like, yeah, cool, more of that.
Well, it would be the most sensible thing.
Yeah, and apparently that's what a
that's
lot
a
of
very open-ended question that she asks.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people were like, "Are we getting this?" And they're like, "No, not yet." I guess is kind of the not right now, or not at the moment. That's
give the actress a break.
That's not our plan at the moment. Is kind of their response. So take that as you will, and that's probably because yes, they haven't planned it, and then they have to sign the actress, and there's all those pieces.
You have to plan it.
Yeah. So. If you want to hear more about the end of Game of Thrones, though, tune into the post-credit show. It did hit record numbers.
That's not surprising.
Even though everybody wants it to be redone.
I think half of those people that are signing that petition just want another season of Game of Thrones.
That was when I read that today, because I think the petition hit 1 million people or whatever, and I'm sitting there going, they just want more Game of Thrones.
That's all it is.
It's like they just don't want it to end.
Well, I should say that's not all it is, but I would say half of them at least is, no, if we sign this, maybe they'll make another season.
Right. It's not a like, remake it because it was horrible. They're just like, I want more. Please. I'll take more. Please. Sure. Even though you're getting more with spin-offs and prequels.
But we don't know when those spin-offs are coming. So
we don't know how long would it take them to do another season.
Well, it took 2 years to get this one.
Right, so you're waiting 2 years anyways.
Well,
either way.
The big issue is with dragons and how much money in CGI. I don't think they're going to have that issue.
Raw.
Spoilers.
Raw.
Yeah.
Raw. Dragon money, man. Dragon money. Yeah. So, either way, kudos to both of those shows, because as much as I wasn't a fan of Big Bang at the end of everything,
enjoyed it.
It's still, like, I can turn it on and be like, cool, I'm not aiming to watch it, though.
No.
And I think that's the biggest piece, is it...
Come on a streaming service and I'll start watching it again.
So, pretty much. It kind of got to that point where it did.
It's that cable thing.
Yes. Well, and it did. It got to... The characters got to be very samey. Like, you knew exactly what was going to happen every episode, sort of thing. Like, this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And you're like, okay.
And you're just waiting for the next big guest.
Right. So
to show up.
You're just going like, this isn't as compelling as... Like, when it came out, the jokes were actually well thought out. And, like, a nerd joke actually was a nerd joke that made everybody laugh.
Yeah.
Like, when that show first came out, I always laughed because, like, my dad, who's not a nerd... in any, like, not in that sense.
Not at all.
No. But, like, Penny would say something. She'd make a crack. He'd laugh. Sheldon would say something, or Leonard would say something, and I would laugh.
Yeah.
So, you could watch the show...
It's a family thing.
But legitimately, like, there was something for everybody, and that was the compelling piece, was like, yes, you actually had nerds doing nerd things.
Yeah.
And then you had the person making fun of the nerds, but the nerds were like, what? This is what we do.
Yeah.
And Penny never made fun of them maliciously. It was just like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, this isn't what normal people do. And it's like...
We are normal.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of that piece, and then all of a sudden it just... I think they started running out of material. It was on for, what?
10 years.
10? Yeah. Like, a long time.
Yeah.
You start running out of...
They had the Friends thing where they were starting to make millions of dollars every episode.
Yeah.
So I think money-wise, CBS probably just like, we got to cut this.
Yeah. So either way, it's over. Game of Thrones is sort of over. Like the main series is over.
Series.
Yeah. So.
A Song of Ice and Fire is done.
Yes. Now we will get the Song of Wind and Earth. Yeah, Earth, Wind, Fire, Ice. You know.
I don't get. We're gonna get Captain Planet after that.
Yeah, that's the last spin-off. Heart, Song of Heart.
No.
Either way, Chris will talk about more of that in the post-credit show. So stay tuned, because in about 5 minutes we'll be back on the air with the post-credit show. We'll talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, other sort of nerd junk we've done.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.